What's up guys, it's Aiden, and today we're going to go through how Timeless by The Weeknd, Playboi Carti was made. Let's jump into the remake. Timeless was produced by Pharrell Williams, Mike Dean, Ojavolta, Twisco, and Blessed. And for my Patreon supporters, the FLP, stems, as well as sound font files, so like this sort of drum kit of all the sounds that I'm going to be going through in this remake today, will be available to all of you guys, as well as all of my other remakes. To remake any song as accurately as possible, like I've said in a million other videos, you want to purchase a high quality version of the original song. So no MP3 version, we want to get a FLAC version of the original song. Place you can get this is Quobuzz. Let's drag that into FL Studio. Next up, we need to find the tempo. To text tempo, you want to go between 100 and 200 BPM. FL Studio has detected the tempo to be 120 BPM. Let's set the project to that. And we can confirm that it's correct by turning on the metronome. Next step in remaking any song as accurately as possible is we want to also be able to hear the individual elements as clearly as possible, because right now, listen to this. To make our job easier, I'm going to be separating out the stems. So FL Studio has their own native stem extraction tool, but as you know, nothing but the best on this channel, so we're going to be using the best stem extraction tool. And I've shown this tool many times on this channel before. The service is called lalal.ai, who I'd like to thank for sponsoring this video. It's going to upload the audio and it's going to extract out the individual instruments. Lalal AI's latest version, Perseus, picked up on a drum layer that played in the introduction of the song. Compare that to FL Studio's stem extraction tool. No trickery there. This is the difference in quality that you're going to get. Lalal AI is probably best known for their stem extraction tools, but actually what is possibly even more impressive is their voice cloner. I recorded myself talking into my microphone for about 15 minutes and I uploaded that audio into their AI voice cloning tool, and it created an AI profile of how I sound. From here, I can create content such as podcasts, audiobooks, YouTube videos. It supports all languages and all accents. So I have an Australian accent. And so for this tool to work practically for me, I would need it to be able to replicate my accent as well. And it can do that.
What's going on, mate?
Basically, I need an Australian male voice that isn't mine to use. Okay, so my friend sent me this.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Aiden. Please like and subscribe.
And let's see how this goes. Let's see. So we're currently converting. Hey, what's up guys? It's Aiden. Please like and subscribe. Shout out to Lalal AI for sponsoring this video. As you can see, they got some really cool new tools I reckon you guys should check out in the link in the description. Back to me. Thanks, sponsored Aiden. So now we have 4 different layers. We have the instrumental, the drums, the bass, and the instruments. Starting off with the introduction. I believe that the introduction especially had a big involvement from Mike Dean, and the biggest giveaway is the bass, which is this reverse stereoized sub bass. And so I can't say with absolute certainty that that was done by Mike Dean, but from what I've seen from his work, that layer screams Mike Dean. So anyway, Mike Dean likes to do a lot of work on the Juno. So first off, we're going to go to the Juno 106. I've isolated the mid channel so we can better look at this audio coming through, and I've boosted up the high end. So we have this. And we're going to go to the BR Juno P Saws preset. Let's bring down the chorus actually. Okay, 0 chorus. Perfect. And we're playing these chords. That preset is creating a foundation for these chords. Then we're going to right click on it and go clone. So we are duplicating the preset. So for the top half, this time we are adding some chorus. So let's boost up the chorus, 255. Adding some Fab Filter Saturn 2 for some warmth, as well as some multi-band compression and some Valhalla Shimmer for some spacious, shimmery reverb on top. This is everything so far. Next up, we have a choir sound coming in. So we're going to go to the Triton Extreme, and we are using the same preset that was used in my type remake. The choir preset is very cleverly named the choir. Next up, we have the bass, and to remake the bass, we're going to go to the Mini V4, which is a VST designed off the Mini Moog by Arturia. Here's a little trick for remaking sounds quickly, is you want to pull up your keyboard and press the little L button, which, as you can see, switches between song and pattern mode. That way I can go back and forth between the sound that I'm remaking and the remade version. Bring this pattern into the playlist and right click on it and go render and replace, converting it from MIDI into audio. Go back to this audio clip, double click on it and go reverse. So let's just zoom in and make sure the waveforms are aligning correctly. Perfect. Next up, we have some identical presets from the original song that Pharrell himself used. Starting off with the Dance Saw 6 from Nexus's old factory presets. Let's confirm it's identical. We pull up the instruments in the original song. Just there. We isolate that section and pull up an EQ. It's going to sound like this. Next up, we have another Mike Dean sound that we have to replicate. Once again, I don't have any hardware synthesizers, so we're going to be remaking this sound on Serum 2. If you have Serum 1, you can upgrade for free. This is the SY Action Hero preset, which you can find in Factory Synth, and it's the first one. Sounds like this. Next up, like I mentioned in the sponsored segment, we have a conga loop playing in the introduction of the song. You probably didn't even notice this percussion loop, and neither did I. But this loop single-handedly pushed this remake back by like a month and a half, because I knew that this was a digital loop. This wasn't live recorded. Pharrell got this from somewhere, and I went down every single rabbit hole. I purchased Logic Pro. I went through every single conga bongo loop in Splice. Everything from Afrobeats to Amapiano to everything. I went down so many different rabbit holes. I went down Reddit. I went down different drum machines. Purchased Yurt Rock's entire collection. I purchased Ghost Hack's collection. Now, my sample collection is over 1.1 million samples. Yeah, it was nasty. It was nasty work. It got pretty dark. Listening to the same percussion loop over and over again, I don't want to. In isolating the individual drum sounds on their own, I was able to figure out that these sounds actually originate from Roland. And so here's my challenge to you guys. Can you find this loop? Whoever can find it, let me know in the comments below. I will be blown away. So the best alternative to going out and purchasing Roland drum machines is we can pull up their VST TR727. And the TR727 is a Latin percussion drum machine. And so I ended up with this loop. And it is so soft and subtle in the mix, which is a bit of a crack up because I spent so much time looking for a sound that you guys probably didn't even notice. So, whoops. Then we have one final sound, incredibly subtle. Incredibly subtle. It's actually a piano playing in the intro. And this is a very Pharrell type of melody. It's just this weird little back and forth between... You'll only hear it if you're listening along on headphones. Ready? The preset we're using today is the Ballad Grand Piano from the old factory presets. Once again. So that is the introduction. Let's jump into the beat. First up, we're using the After Midnight 1A preset, the infamous sound from the original song. This is the preset. Do you like the song Timeless? This is the preset that you came for. This is the one. Let's add that in, hold Command, left click, and hold B. And that duplicates the sound. So we start off with this melody. Then we are duplicating the preset, so right click on it and go clone. Adding the preset in a second time, After Midnight 1A. Then after 8 bars, we are switching up the lead to a new pattern. And I really like this melody. The 7th is always a really nice interval. Identical preset number 2 is the bell pad 1. Sounds like this. And we're playing a G major 7 chord over 2 octaves, adding an automation clip for the volume. So right click on the volume and go create automation clip. And it's going to look like this. And that sound transitions to another preset from Nexus, the massive gate preset, once again from the old factory presets. Next up, we have the exact 808 used in the original song, which is a modified version of the Zay 808. It is the 21 Savage Can't Leave Without It 808, which sounds like that. The original Zay 808, as you can hear, it sounds very similar, but if we compare the waveforms to the original song, as you can see, they don't line up. This modified version, the Can't Leave Without It 808, it matches perfectly. Next up, we have the identical closed hat, which comes from Roland's TR-808 drum machine. And we're playing 3 different patterns for this song. What's interesting for this sample is we're adding very harsh filter around 4,000 hertz. So this is before and after, compared to the original song. Next up, we have the identical snare, which comes from Playboi Shorty's Goat Kit version 2. Playing the snare down at A sharp, so down by 2 semitones. So those are all the drums. Going back to Nexus, and we're adding in the Dance Source 6. Back to Nexus, adding in the Ballad Grand Piano preset once again, and we're playing this melody. Coming into the chorus bit here. Adding the intro synths back in, so the choir, the pad, and the low pad. These are all coming back. Control C, Control V, right here. Here, we need these 3 sounds to be pulsing. So we're going back to the mixer. This is where the synths are coming through. And we're adding Kickstart 2 to the effects to add this phantom sidechain. Bring it to around 40%. Then we want to right click on this and go create automation clip. And so that way it only activates in this section right here. Then it cuts off again when we come back to the chorus. Next up, we have this Vox sound, which was incredibly hard to find. Have a listen to this. Kind of sounds like, is he saying, meh? That Vox sound plays 3 times in this song. It plays here, and finally it plays on the break. And this is where you can really hear it a bit easier. So I ran this through Lala AI and I extracted this. So obviously that's not a lot to go on. And I searched through thousands of Vox samples, every single Vox little meh sound I could find. Couldn't find this weird sample. And I did some more research into Pharrell Williams, and I found out he actually created a collection for Louis Vuitton, and he produced the soundtrack for this collection as well. And at 8 minutes and 30 seconds in, he premiered a remix of Timeless. And then at 9 minutes into this collection, ready?
Who's gonna die?
You hear an extended version of that Vox sample. Have a listen to this.
Who's gonna die?
The quote is, "Who's gonna die?"
Who's gonna die?
And it sounds like an old school retro sort of recording. So I went to the movie quotes database, QuoDB, and I searched up the quote, "Who's gonna die?" And I started going through every single movie that has this quote. And eventually I got to the movie Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. And at 1 hour and 13 minutes in, we hear this.
I'm gonna wind you up on the end of a rope.
You're the one who's gonna die.
Wind you up on the end of a rope.
You're the one who's gonna die.
So ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And that's going to sound like this. Then we have one more Vox coming in. And this sample is a jazz Vox do sound, which originates from the Roland Phantom. In the original song, I believe they used a lot of hardware synths for these sounds, but you can find some software versions of that. So for example, in Xenology. For effects, we are adding some RC20 for some distortion and some FabFilter Pro R2 for some reverb. So it has more high-end presence now. Then we have one more sound to go through for this remake today. Once again, this isn't an extensive dive. If you want the full deep dive, check out our Patreon. The preset is Sign Pad 2, once again from the old factory presets in Nexus. Then for effects, we're going to be using this pretty classic preset from RC20 that I've seen a lot of big-time producers use. It's the Lush and Crunch Guitar 2 preset, and we are boosting up the distortion and the tone. You can hear this exact sound in the original song. That is it for the remake today. This is the final result. That is it for the remake today. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. By the way, do you like the light in the background? I think it's pretty cool.